Good evening. I'm Ashani Gamage with Prime TV News. A look at your headlines first. President has referred to the initiatives taken by the government to ensure a free and fair election system ending corruption. Prime Minister holds talks with state diplomats in Vietnam. Orders given to 7, including Gotabaya, to appear in the Permanent High Court at Bar. The Salary Anomalies Presidential Commission meets for the first time. And in news overseas, Zimbabwe's Mnangagwa is sworn in as president. And now the news in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena has pointed out that the present government has taken steps to ensure a free and fair election system by ending the corruptive situation that prevailed in the country's electoral system. Joining in the launch of Asian Election Stakeholders Conference, the President mentioned that a strong foundation was laid on the country's free and fair election via the 19th Amendment. A concerted effort to promote and protect electoral democracy with the optimum transparency and covertness is the theme of the Asian Election Stakeholders Conference, which opened in Colombo. Invitees from 45 countries are attending the conference. It is significant to note that more than 100 Asia-Pacific election observer groups worldwide and elections commissions of over 15 countries have joined in this conference. A number of overseas embassies, international NGOs, UN agencies and other regional delegations are also participating. This conference will more widely discuss crucial factors such as the current democracy in the region, the common issues in the region, the challenges of the electoral process, and the various good practices that can be used to make it more effective. The meeting draws to a close tomorrow. Further expressing his views at this conference, the President said that the objective of the present government is to establish all the elections as just and independent elections and to establish democracy in the country. The President recalled the corrupt practices that prevailed in the country's election system before January 8, 2015. The President pointed out the uncivilized manner in which state media behaved, breaching the election laws during the 2015 presidential election period. The President clarified as to how public property was devastated using the Treasury on behalf of an election victory. The book From the Donamo Commission System to the Elections Commission was presented to the President by Elections Commission Chairman Mahinda Deshapriya. Notices were issued today on 7 persons, including former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa, to appear in the Permanent High Court at Bar on the 10th of next month. It is with respect to the misappropriation of state funds to the tune of 48 million in the construction of the D.A. Rajapaksa Memorial Museum. This is the second case of the Permanent High Court at Bar. The other defendants accused of misappropriating 48 million rupees in the building of the D.A. Rajapaksa Memorial Museum are Harshan De Silva, Keminda Artigala, Abraham Galapatti, Badra Udulavati, Mahinda Sagala and Mallika Kumari Senadira. Indictments have been filed under charges of aiding and abetting, conspiracy and breach of criminal trust. The Attorney General has included 105 items, including those pertaining to the indictments and an audit report. 80 witnesses have been cited in this case. The first case taken up by the Permanent High Court at Bar, hearing cases related to serious fraud and corruption, is the consideration of the case against 4 suspects, including former Presidential Chief of Staff Gamini Senarath. The hearing of the case began on the 24th of this month. They were enlarged on bail after serving indictments. Cabinet approval was received for the launch of 3 special high courts to expedite cases related to large-scale financial fraud and corruption. Accordingly, the government took the initiative of setting up these special high courts based on the recommendations of the Supreme Court amending the Judiciary Act. The case against Gotabaya Rajapaksa is the second case of this permanent trial at Bar. Colombo High Court judges Sampath Vijayaratne, Sampath Abekon and Champa Janaki Rajaratne are serving as the judges of this permanent High Court at Bar. Still on local news, the Presidential Commission appointed for the rectification of salary anomalies in the public sector met for the first time today. They convened at the Presidential Secretariat under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. The President handed over letters of appointment to the members of the Public Service Salary Review Special Presidential Commission. The President appointed this commission at a decision taken at the meeting of Cabinet Ministers on the 14th of this month with the aim of submitting recommendations to minimise if there are any issues or anomalies in salaries based in the public sector, drawing attention to various circulars and provisions which are in force with respect to salaries and allowances in the public service. There are 15 members in this commission and it is headed by S. Ranugge. The other members are KLL Vijayaratna, TP Kollure, CP Siriwardana, Sudharma Karunaratna, Janaka Sukadadasa, Dharani S. Vijay Tilaka, Lalit R. De Silva, PS Edirisingha, AR Deshapriya, BPPS Abegunawardana, Dr. Palita Abekon, P. Tangamail, ST Jayakodi and MC Vikramasekara. One of the tasks of this commission is to direct attention on the salary circular provisions that are in force with respect to salaries and allowances in the public service and to study the impact that has on the proposed salary scale for the Supervision Management Service of the Sri Lanka Railways Department and make proposals to sort out the issues that surface as a result. In addition, the Commission has been assigned with the task of proposing solutions to reduce the salary anomalies in the railway, health, higher education and postal services that had recently made requests to increase the salaries and allowances. It is also expected to make recommendations to minimize the salary anomalies identified for rectification in various island services as well as for salary increments. The tasks and orders of this Special Salaries Commission are also to make recommendations regarding salaries and wages structure, guiding them to minimize the disparity between salaries and wages and allowances received by public and state sector employees who are equal in qualifications or professional qualifications. President Maithripala Sirisena gave instructions to the Commission to submit the related recommendations before the 30th of October this year. He pointed out that this would enable to procure a guideline in the drafting of the future budget. The Colombo Magistrates Court has again issued an open warrant for the arrest of Sri Lanka's former ambassador to the United States, Jalia Wickremasurya. He is accused of misappropriating a sum of $332,000 in the purchase of a building for the Sri Lanka Embassy in Washington. The open warrant has been issued as Jali Wickremasurya, who is on bail and has gone abroad for medical treatment, did not appear in courts. The magistrate ordered for the issue of the warrant also in English language. She also issued warrants on the first and second sureties, who are his wife Kumuduni Wickremasurya and sister Dilini Vijay Singha. A copy of the warrant was also ordered to be given to the Immigration and Immigration Controller at the Katunayaka Airport. The magistrate rejected a request made by the attorney who appeared on behalf of the defence not to confiscate the bail placed by the suspect to go abroad. The Financial Crimes Investigation Division informed the courts that it is not possible to carry out the investigations without the suspect. The case related to the intimidation and brutal torture of journalist Keith Noya was taken up for hearing in the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court today. Former Army Chief of Staff and Director of the Army Intelligence Unit at the time of the incident, retired Major General Amal Karunasekara, who is in remand custody, was produced in courts today. Making submissions in court, Senior State Counsel Lakmini Giragama, appearing on behalf of the Criminal Investigations Department, said that the department had sophisticatedly carried forward its investigations. She also announced that investigations are still in progress. The attorney pointed out that the responses made with respect to the incidents that had happened while the defendant was serving as intelligence director cannot be accepted. The magistrate ordered to get information from the Defence Secretary as a judicial order if there is a delay. Postponing the case for the 8th of next month, the magistrate remanded the 8th suspect until that day. Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne has said that plans are afoot to reduce the prices of 26 types of drugs within the next few days. He further said that the regulation of private hospital fees will begin within a week. The minister said that within a few more days, the government will be reducing the prices of 26 drugs. A stent earlier cost around 350,000 rupees. The stent was put at the Colombo National Hospital at between 50 to 60,000 per month. Stents are now being put at between 800 and 900 per month. He referred to action initiated to regulate prices at private hospitals. They are always prepared to safeguard the fundamental rights of the people. He added that this is their future path. The minister was addressing the chairman's conference held on the sidelines of the 40th Sanasa anniversary. Around 1,000 chairmen of Sanasa societies participated in the conference held at the Nelum Pokuna Theatre. The release of books authored on Sanasa, the issue of a commemorative stamp, and the felicitation of Sanasa workers took place on the occasion. A group including Sanasa founder P.A. Kirivandeniya and scholars participated. A 12-year-old child died in a bus accident that happened in the Badulla area. 34 others who sustained injuries have been hospitalized. The accident had happened when a bus skidded off the road and went down a precipice about 150 feet deep in the Alugulla area at Kandegedera in Badulla. The bus belonging to the Sri Lanka Transport Board was plying from Kandegedera to Badulla. There were 35 passengers travelling in the bus. All of them sustained injuries. The child who died after sustaining injuries was 12 years old. He is reported to be a resident of the Kandegedera area. The condition of 17 of the injured is reported to be critical. The Minneria National Park has been temporarily closed. This follows an altercation between officials of the national park and a group of fishermen in the Minneria tank. Several forest rangers who sustained injuries in this incident have been admitted to the Habarana Hospital. A group which had entered the national park and engaged in fishing activities while using illegal fishing gear was taken into custody. However, they had escaped while they were being brought to the Wildlife Office. The officials thereafter managed to hold on to one fisherman. Thereafter, a group comprising more than 300 villagers has entered the national park and released the fishermen after attacking the rangers. As a result of this incident, a decision has been taken to temporarily close the national park for tourists.